Hi everybody, it's Kim George. I'm Kim Likes to Color on Instagram with the number 2, or I'm also Snickerdoodling LLC both on Instagram and Facebook, and I am the illustrator from the Lighthearted Mandela coloring book series that you can find on Amazon. Today I wanted to give you guys a quick tutorial on how to cover some metallic colors on your pages, how to color metallics like gold without using any of these pencils that come in your more complete sets. A lot of our colored pencil sets come with a silver, a gold, and a bronze pencil. And there's nothing wrong with these, but the only way you can see the metallic properties is if you lift up the page and turn it and, let the light reflect off of it. But here you're just looking at a flat page and you can see where by coloring it this way, you can actually get reflective properties that make it look like a metal without having to use one of these. So these are good if you're starting out. Again, I'm not going to make fun of these because I've used these before. I just wasn't really happy with the outcome. So I went on a hunt probably about a year ago to figure out how to do this. And so today I'm going to share with you what I know and what I've learned. So most of these combos can be achieved in actually like 3, 4, or 5 pencil combos. And let's talk about this a little bit. So, well, first of all, here's gold. Here is a combo I made to look like silver. And this is actually more of a tin color combo because it's got more blue properties, I guess, to it. But I love using that for silver. And then I believe it was Karen, Sweet Karen, that asked for a tutorial on how to color metallics because she saw this clock face on my bokeh tutorial and wanted to know how to do this. So we're not going to color this combo today, Karen, but I will leave the combo in my description. This is more of a warm gray combo for this clock that I used here. So let's first talk about metals and how they look. So I have here, let me close this up. In the House of George, I'm not somebody that has, a lot of expensive jewelry. I tend to wear a lot of costume jewelry because I'm hard on my jewelry. But if we just look at this here, so this is gold, pretend it's real. And if you see, I'm gonna take my light here and sort of move it so you can see the reflection. I want you to focus not on the color, but the light and the shadow. And you can see, like, if this light is more overhead, your reflection is more even. If I start to change the angle, you're gonna pick up reflections in different areas. So I wanted to kind of show that to you guys. So the key to coloring metallics is to having those really strong highlights you can see here contrasted with very dark shadow. All right, let me get out, sorry, I keep knocking my camera. So there's my necklace. I don't remember where I got it, sorry. Here is let me zoom out, little clock that does not work anymore. But look at how, as I move it, where like the highlights are, so you can see it's reflecting. This is metal like silver, or this is actually chrome. Is highly reflected, so it's going to be very contrasty when we color it with lots of black shadow and like bright white highlights, right? So you're going to be battling two things as you try to figure this out. You're going to be battling the reflection itself, and then maybe even the curvature, or if the contour, for lack of a better word, of what you're coloring. So you're going to have curves. Possibly, like if you think of coloring a spoon, that's more concave in the middle, and that's going to impact the way that you won't have a straight line for your reflection on the spoon. It'll be more curved to show the surface of the spoon kind of curving in, right? So those are the two things you're going to be sort of battling. We're not going to worry about that today, curvature. Instead, we're going to just focus on coloring straight, pointy surfaces, which makes it easier. But I just wanted to kind of show you, pay attention to light and shadow, and that's what's going to make this successful for you. Okay, so I've got, let me set this down over here. My magical doll. Oh, look, see, look, that's pretty. I should have used this as an example. my Magical Dawn Hanna Karlzon coloring book that I'm going to use. And I'm going to color this page near the back, this little star. And actually there's a little bit of a curve, but we're not going to worry about that. And I thought this would be something good because to practice on, because it looks like it would be something like a metallic, what is that? Is it, I don't know if it's like a jewelry emblem or just an ornament or something that's just sort of hanging out in space. But anyway, but I'm going to color it with gold, and then we'll color some silver, and then we'll color some bronze. So let's get started. Let's start out with gold. So with gold, the key is, I've got a 5-color combo that I like to use. And again, I'll leave these pencil numbers in the description. I probably wouldn't even be able to look. That one's worn out. I couldn't even read it to you. But what you're going to look for, even if you don't have Prismacolors, you want a lemony yellow, like a muted yellow. Think of like mustard color. And then like a gold, this is Goldenrod. So think of like a gold mustard color, an orangey brown. This is burnt ochre. And then dark umber, which is a cool dark brown. So it's important that this color is cool because it's going to tone down how orangey the gold is going to look at first. So let's get started. We're going to use, let's see. Why don't we color one of these little guys right here. So let me zoom in. Let's see if that will work there. Okay, I'm just trying to make sure this is bright enough for y'all. Okay. So I'm going to start out with the yellow, and actually you can, for the highlights, you can use a white pencil. Sometimes I also like to use my little gold gel pen, and I've used this before in some videos, and oh, I can't get that to focus. I will put a link for that in the description as well. So you can start out with some white, and maybe what we can do is maybe even color just a little bit of white in here. And I'm not gonna leave, I'm not gonna have a really wide highlight right there. And then I work from the inside of the highlight out to the contrast. So now I'm going to add a little lemony yellow here. And the white should show up better since this paper kind of has a little bit of a yellow tone on it. And the key, I keep saying the key, it's a metallic key, of course, guys. The key is to really get the gradient as smooth as possible on this gold. So you're going to be overlapping your colors quite a bit. So that is the yellow ochre. This is goldenrod. I'm going to bring this down. Let's go around this guy right here for the goldenrod. Okay, and now this is the orangey brown. This is burnt ochre. I don't even know what ochre is. I want to say ogre, but it's ochre. Maybe it's like an ore, some sort of a rock. I have no idea. I'm probably sounding pretty uninformed. And then here's the key. This, again, this is a cool dark brown, and that is going to cool off any, like I said, any oranginess on this. So you know my process. I go light to dark, and then I'm going to go dark back to light as far as shading. So I'm going to just color it in. Don't go too crazy on how far you go. Remember, this is going to be tucked into the little corners of your metallic, whatever you're coloring. So now, and then go ahead and take that orangey brown over the cool brown to kind of get it to blend up and maybe smear into each other a little bit. Smear into each other. That is a highly technical coloring term. Okay, so now here's the goldenrod. And I'm just going to go around that guy right there. This is so pretty. I've seen so many different color combos on Pinterest for gold. So whatever colored pencil set you use, if you go to Pinterest and you just type in like polychromos, colored pencil, gold combo, you'll get a ton of them that will show up. Now this yellow, I'm going to take I went over the white a little bit. Actually, I went over the white a lot, but that's okay. And you see how pretty that is when you go like dark to light, and it gives you sort of that reflective look. And now you can take your white pencil and come in here if you wanted to, or what we can do is use, let me make sure I've got this thing. Sometimes this gel pen doesn't work from the get-go. You can take your gel pen, or you can use a Posca pen. I don't even know if it's doing anything. I don't think it's, there we go. Really laying down any color, to be honest, just a little bit. But you can use that to get a wider highlight. Let me see again. Yeah, I think this might be I've got a bunch of little jars here on my desk that I keep colored pencils in that for pages that I'm working on. And I think this is the one that's not working right, but you get the idea. So you can just drop in a white highlight, or like I said, you can leave the yellow space there. And what we can do, let's continue down to see what this might look like, where the reflections are if we colored the whole thing. So here we have the goldenrod. So maybe the goldenrod is coming up here on this side and here. And there's no perfect way to do this. I mean, well, I'm sure there is a perfect way. I don't pretend to know how to do it in a perfect way. So just go with whatever you want to do. It'll look fine. And don't worry about it. It doesn't have to be, we don't go for perfection here. We just go for fun and enjoying ourselves. So this is the yellow ochre, which I said is sort of like a muted yellow. The goldenrod, this is sort of like a mustardy yellow. So now we're going to have the lemon yellow here, and I'm going to leave the edge for maybe there's like the whitest highlight on the edge right there. So I'm not going to color all the way to the edge. But let's see, let me go back. I'm doing this contrary to how I normally do it. Okay. But you see how you really, the key is really in blending these areas to make that gradient work. And then we'll add a little bit of this cool brown. Again, it's dark umber. We're just sort of tucking it in. And you can even take that up along like the edge, the inside edge of this, to maybe make it seem like it's curving in, and that maybe this is like a fancy gemstone that's popping out. So you could do that too. So it's really just in playing with your colors. Oops, there you go. Sorry for all of the pencil slamming noises. Okay, so there. So now we did that. Another thing you can do too is take this lemon yellow over a lot of this other area, which kind of adds a little bit more of a gold look to it as well. Okay, so now let's keep going. So now we've got the, what is that called? Burnt ochre. So I'm going to go back into goldenrod, because I honestly don't know if like a light were shining on this, how it would really reflect. But I'm just going to pretend it's kind of flat. I don't pretend to be an expert. I just like to do it the way I like to do it. Right? Is that stubborn or just me being me? I don't know. And now here we're going to put a big highlight down at the bottom, which probably isn't how that would really look, but just for the sake of demonstrating how this will work. And then we can have our white down here. Oops. You know, and when I go over my black outlines, when I finish the page, I usually take a very sharp black Prismacolor pencil and just go back over that. So that way I can preserve the original beautiful line art that Hanna took the time to draw for me. And I'm just kind of abusing it here. Okay, so there we go. And that's how maybe that might look. And again, you can take your dark brown and kind of just come around, inch around these edges here a little bit. Just tuck that in. And anywhere you put the dark brown, you might add just a little bit of the other colors to like, I guess it's like a micro, tiny gradient, for lack of a better word. And oops, I got a little bit there. Let's see if I can get that off. Anyway, so that is gold. That's how gold will look. Look, and let's zoom back out. And what do you think? I mean, especially when you look at it zoomed out. Whoa, that looks really pretty, right? I love that. You're supposed to say, yes, that looks wonderful. Okay, so the next thing I want to show you is let's do the silver color. Now I've got two silver combos we can do. The first one I want to do is the one that looks more like tin. It's a little bluish, but I'm going to show you that one because I think it's so pretty and it looks very reflective. All right, we're going to color this right here. So again, I'm going to have white. And I'll just start out with white, sort of in the middle here. And this has tinier spaces. Then I'm going to take a very pale blue. This is Sky Blue Light, which is one of my favorite blues in the Prisma collection because I really use this a ton. So there's Sky Blue Light. Okay, now I've got a slate gray here. Oops, I just knocked my little light stand. Sorry, guys. Okay, so here's slate gray. Bring that down here. And at the very end, I'm going to use, you could use black. This is a 90% cool gray from the Prisma set down here. And you're thinking, oh, that's too much. But watch what happens. I'm gonna take my slate gray, I'm gonna cover right over that black and watch what it's going to do. It's gonna smear it in a really cool way. Doesn't it already look like the edge of something silvery or tin? Okay, we'll do the same thing over here. Okay, and bringing that back up. And we're coming into the Sky Blue Light here. So now I'm going to get my Sky Blue Light and smear it over that slate gray. Smearing, I don't know why I keep talking about smearing color today. I don't think I've ever said smear in one of my video tutorials, but I don't know. Maybe I'm onto something here. So we're just gonna, what this is doing though is it's dragging that beautiful slate color up into this area here. And then you've got your white to kind of blend it all together. All right, so there you go. So that is a very bluish silver. What is my word? Again, it looks more, it's technically a tin combo, but I love using this for silver. So let me show you the other silver combo that I have. And it is simply just a combination of all of the cool gray. So the Prisma set has 5 cool grays in the set. These are all little nubs. So I'm going to color, let's see, maybe I'll do this one, like every other one will be a different silver. So let's color this one here. And what that's going to do, I'll start out with white, kind of in the middle, and I'm just gonna remember that it's around the little circle-y area here. Then I will take, I believe this is 20% cool gray. And this is the most obvious, I guess, of ways to color your grays. And so for the clock face, I did this technique, but with warm grays because that clock had that beautiful brown on it. And I thought that maybe it would have a warmer silvery color, if that makes sense, than this one that's gonna look a little more cool. So again, I'm just layering in the different, I'm just stair stepping down through the cool grays in my pencil set. And sometimes that's why I say a lot of pencil sets, you might get 3, and you can easily do this with 3 colors too. You just have to really blend a lot better or be more, it might be a little bit more of a blending challenge, but not much. You can still pull it off. I have faith in you. Okay, and then there's the darkest gray, which is the 90% cool gray, which we just used here. Now we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna take this color here, blend it back up. Oops, not getting all the little nooks and crannies there that I like. Okay, and let me get that guy. So now I'm on 50% cool gray. Okay, there we go. Oh, I didn't do the top, guys. Sorry. Here we go. I have a pencil in my mouth. All right. You never know what you're gonna get. This is proof that I'm not scripting anything for y'all. I just turn on the camera and just go. Okay, so now we'll take the 50% up here. And honestly, half the time when I'm coloring, I usually get up super early in the mornings, like around, oh gosh, I'm gonna say like around 4 in the morning. And that's when that's my Kim time. That's when I'm coloring and listening to my audiobooks. And most of the time I will have a pencil in my mouth. And you will see evidence of that as these pencils drop onto my page, sometimes even my alcohol markers. And you get spots of bleh on the page from being lazy and sloppy. Okay, let's see, that needs to be, that's the 20%. So now we're back to the white. And again, you could take that white and really, this is a great pencil as an alternative to your normal Prisma blender. In fact, when I took my drawing class years ago with colored pencils, that's where I first learned about Prismas. We learned to blend with the white pencil, not the actual blender. Okay, so let's compare. Let's look at that. What do y'all think? Which combo do you like better? Again, I think this one looks more metallic, but this one is shinier and it's got that blue undertone to it. So let's try now for a copper. Okay, let's see. And this is not one I use very much, so kind of grade me on a curve as we color this one. Let's color this guy. So this is gonna be just like metallic surprise on this page. Okay. Oops, let's see. Okay, there we go. So the copper is very orangey, right? It's an orangey brown. I'm sorry, bronze. I keep saying copper. We're gonna color bronze, but you could probably do the same thing with copper too. So I'm gonna start out with, this is a yellowed orange, and I'm gonna sort of try to color the highlights in the same place, but I might not get it right. So like I always say, just grade me on a curve. Now this is not going to have a hot white highlight. In fact, speaking of highlights, if you wanted to color stainless steel, you could probably use this same silver combo, but just not have a bright white highlight on it. Let me zoom back out just a little bit. I don't think that's in focus very well. Okay, so we're gonna start out with this orangey yellow, yellow-orange. Then I've got a mineral orange, and this is sort of a dull, not quite a pumpkin orange, but you can see it's not a very bright orange. Okay. So I'm going to try to be sparing with the brown on the bronze. So I've got a chocolate, which is, I guess, just sort of a medium warm brown here. Because it's real easy to overpower this with a lot of brown, and I'm trying not to do that because really the beauty of the bronze is in sort of the orangey golden hues. Then I've got a sepia, which now is a cooler brown. And again, I will leave all of these pencil combos in the description for y'all. And then last but not least, black. And I'll just do a little bit here, and I'll bring some more sepia up there. Oh, excuse me, allergies. Okay, so now let's start blending it. So I'm gonna go backwards with the sepia over the black. I'm trying to make sure my hand is out of the way for you guys. Okay, so again, I don't want to do too much there. And then here's the chocolate. And again, I'm going back over the sepia with the chocolate. Okay, let me do the bottom down here. Taking the sepia over the black. And you might not even need the black if you could probably just use the sepia if you wanted to. It's a personal preference. So just play with the colors and see what you like. Maybe invent some new metallic colors. You can actually find YouTube videos on how to color like purple metallic. And oh, you know, that's pretty. Like maybe you've got something shiny that's purpley. Okay, so now I'm going to take the mineral orange and really, really try to blend that into the chocolate. And I might need to lightly feather a little more chocolate over into the mineral orange area there to make that gradient a little smoother, because that is a big contrast between those two colors. So to get it right, but just bring that orange, that mineral orange over that area there. Okay, and last but not least, we'll have our yellow orange. It's very orangey. I'm not sure this is my favorite bronze combo, but it is pretty. And it still gives you kind of that metallic look. It does look bronze. It looks bronze. As I look at it in the camera, it looks more bronze than on the page, which looks very, very orange. Okay, so now let's continue here. Well, just like we did with this one, we'll take the chocolate and we'll feather it out this way. I guess the chocolate would be here, maybe over here. Okay, and then the mineral orange here, we'll just bring that down into the chocolate. Coloring it kind of a weird angle here. Okay, and then the yellow orange, maybe on the tips, just like over here we had our white highlights. So we'll make that our highest point of highlight. Okay, and we'll blend in just a second. Let me get some more sepia in here. This might actually be kind of pretty as a multi, what would you call that? Like multi-metal object thing in space. I say in space, it's just floating in air, so, but it's very pretty. It's very ornamental. And y'all are so sweet for putting up with my chatter. It's kind of a weird reality to be rolling a video and just kind of talking to yourself. So thanks for hanging in there with me and listening. I never know what I'm gonna say, which can be problematic sometimes, but just start talking. Okay, so now we're back on the mineral orange. And again, that's for this combo, that's where you really have to make that gradient happen. It's by blending that over the chocolate really well. Like I said, I'm sorry, this is at a very weird angle for me to color at right here. Okay, finish it off with the yellow orange. Okay, how's that looking? So now we've got the sepia, so let's go back down into chocolate, just like we did over here. We'll bring that down. And then we'll get our mineral orange going here. And like I said, there's no, you pick the way you want your highlights to work and where you want them to go. There's nobody's gonna judge you or look at it and say your highlights are wrong. And if they do, maybe you don't need to be friends with them. Unless they're, well, you know what? No, don't be friends with them. I'm just kidding. But here we go. Let's see. You can take this or ask them to see their highlights. Where are you putting your highlights if you know so much? Everybody knows more than me, so I don't worry about it. I just color and go. Okay, here we go. So almost done. All right, so now it's just a blending game like before. Oops. And sometimes on these Hanna pages, I really mess up by going into some of these little details, but that's where this handy eraser comes in. This is my trusty Ohoo eraser, and I will put that link into my description for you. All right, so I think that's pretty good. Again, you could take the darker color and add some shadow around here if you wanted to. Oops. Okay. All right, so there we go. Do y'all have a favorite? So today I've taught you 4 different ways to color 4 different metals. Here's a bluish silver, which is really more of a tin, a gold, a silver, and a bronze. So leave me some comments and let me know what you think. I hope that you enjoyed this, and I hope I made it easy for you. Again, I'll leave all the colors in the description for you. But let me know if you try this, how I can help you. And if you're having trouble figuring out what combo you should use for your pencil set, please reach out and I will help you try to figure that out. If you enjoyed this video, please like it, share it. If you are a subscriber, thank you so very much. If you're not subscribed and you're interested, I would appreciate it. And go ahead and hit that little bell to be notified of any future videos. So I'm going to go ahead and complete this, and then in just a couple seconds, I will cut to show you what the finished star will look like. So I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. I just wanted to show you real quick how this would look finished. I didn't do anything different other than what I taught you on these 4 little points up here. I just completed the same thing around here. One mistake I made was I should have done every other one, so now I only have 2 bronze and 4 gold, but I'm not going to worry about that. Anyway, sorry, I know it's weird to come back after I said goodbye, so goodbye for real this time. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Y'all have a great day. Bye-bye.